Hello John, we're going to talk about one of your paintings again today. It's a very colourful painting and it looks quite familiar. Where is it?
Good morning, Oliver. Well, I thought you might recognise it because you're from the kingdom, which is Kerry, one of the most beautiful counties in Ireland.
Thank you very much.
So, I've been in it many a time, but this was a town I was in, Kenmare, County Kerry. A lovely town. I was in it on business some years ago when I was doing what I was doing at the time, working for myself and supplying dog and cat food, both tins, that's wet, and dry, which is dry food. And I was in that town of Kenmare, and beside that town is a place called Kilgarvan, where Lord of Mersham Jackie Healy-Rae, an independent politician, was from Kilgarvan and served for many years in Dáil Éireann and made a very valuable contribution to that distinguished parliamentary building. His two sons, Michael and his other brother, just name escapes me, they're both in Dáil Éireann as TDs. But when I called in this town, when I was doing business, I had a drink in Healy-Rae's pub in Kilgarvan, and his son, which is now a TD, Michael, had a maid shop just up the road from where the pub is, and I supplied him with dog food.
Okay.
The famous spot dog food that I did, the tins and the 10 kg bags. So I have a good memory of Kilgarvan. I had other customers there too. Now, talking about politicians, Michael Healy-Rae and his brother, and Neil Tobin, and I think 11 TDs in Dáil Éireann spoke out against the business of the pro-life being prevented from speaking on the subjects that they were speaking of about pro-marriage in the Ashling Hotel and two other hotels in Dublin. They were stopped from speaking by the pro-abortion lobby called Pro-Choice and various other bodies. And part of the reason I think the hotels stopped, they didn't go ahead with doing what they were supposed to do, allow the pro-life people to have their meeting. They were afraid of the sort of rent-a-mob that took place in Tallaght, or in Jobstown in Tallaght, there a couple of years ago, when a minister, Joan Burton, a very able minister in her own way, in my opinion, was held a prisoner in her car with a mob that was quite dangerous and had to be rescued by police. So this is the background to these type of people that are pro-abortion are liable to adopt a kind of a belligerent, aggressive and intolerant tone. So free speech is not allowed by them, but in Kilgarvan, and thanks be to goodness, Jackie Healy-Rae and now his two sons and various other politicians have spoken out against this atrocity recently, and I commend them tremendously. I'll just show you something here, if I may, which the painting reminds me of. Angela Merkel is the Prime Minister in charge in Germany and has just about going to form a government. She didn't get as many seats as she could because there was a far right kind of pro-Nazi type of party that got some seats. But there she is pictured with nuns. I don't think we have too many politicians in this country being photographed speaking with nuns or priests dressed in the garb that these nuns are dressed in. And I can see Angela Merkel in one sense looking a lot better and more human than sometimes she looks. She looks cold according to the TV when you see her, but there she is, and she's among, if you like, her own, although as far as I know she's a daughter of a Protestant minister, but however she's quite happy, as one can see, with the nuns.
She looks content.
That's an observation that I made when we're talking about politicians.
Just want to zoom in there at your painting, John.
That's it, and there's the Catholic church at the end of the town. Pride of place there, and people going down the town into that church in their hundreds years ago, and hopefully still are.
That's great, John. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.